Hey there, this is Cooper from Telepathic Bunny Comics. Got somebody going. Oh, hey, hey,
What
man.
up?
I had one of those moments where you work third shift, where you, I call them snap naps. You know, where you,
Yes.
let me get rid of this background here. It's bleaching me out. Hold on 1 second, and
It might be me. I'm just really white. No.
yeah, well, yeah, well, I'm I'm Caucasian to the nth degree, so you know it don't get much whiter than me. Um, I'm like the chalk Caucasian. You know what I mean?
Yes. You know very well.
Yeah. When you get this white, you don't really tan. You just like burn and peel. You know, that's kind of.
Right.
Oh, this is a little surprise. Belmont, what's up, dude?
I don't know. You started late, and I was confused if you're still going.
Yeah. I was about to take a snap nap. Like I was at work at
Yeah.
4 this morning.
Yeah, that's on me, guys. That's on me.
You're all good.
The last conscious thought I had was like, oh, about a half an hour out. I
Yeah.
better start getting ready.
Yeah.
And then wake up. It's like, holy crap!
Yeah.
It's
Sometimes the couch is a little soft.
Oh yeah. That happens. That happens, man. Yeah. Well, I was hoping to get Luke Stone on today. Maybe Nick Tockert, but looks. I may have missed my window with them. I don't know.
They'll be on my channel later tonight.
Oh, okay.
7 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Or I mean,
Yeah,
6
yeah.
Central. That's what I meant.
As long as I get on somewhere,
Yes.
what they're doing is like a step in the right direction, I think. Because there's a lot of crossover between the tabletop role-playing game community.
Oh
and,
yeah. That's
yeah.
my whole channel right there.
Yeah, right. Actually, Nick developed a game
Okay.
for me and Buddy Lord. He developed it's a hybrid kind of tabletop RPG. We wanted one that looked really good streaming because we see a lot of this TTRPG channels doing the streaming.
Yeah.
And but they're using like the traditional model, and we wanted something that maybe a little more easy to get a game up and going.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And it looks better on stream. It was called Writer's Rule, and I don't know. It kind of went the way of the dodo because Buddy kind of hit a snag with his project. And
right. I remember him talking about this. Actually, he was on my channel talking about it months ago. He said that it was less war game based and more like I don't know, like improv, choose your own adventure kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, the concept is that the writers basically it's like the old game where you all collaborate on the same story.
Yeah.
You tell the story and then you hand it off, kind of. And but the writers were actually the players of the characters were the avatars for the writers. And we did one really good one with me and Buddy, just kind of like hanging out, slinging, using iron sides, where he got in over his head and had to slug his way out. And he was like, I was down like the hit points were down to like single digits. And it's like I got out by the skin of my teeth, but it was a very Ironsides kind of way to get out.
Hell yeah.
Because he was trying to like be careful of this guy who's possessed,
Yeah.
And because of it, he was like really compromising his own security. and so I did a roll to figure out, if this guy was actually as innocent as he portrayed him, or his family portrayed him to be. Did they know if he's innocent or not?
Yeah.
And it turns out the guy started the whole thing, and he's planning on sacrificing his family. And so it's like instantly, it's like, oh, you can kill this guy. You can kill the hell out of this guy. And it's like Ironsides at the last minute list, like pulls one out of his ass, and it was glorious, right?
Yeah.
But it was so good that I would be able to like tell that story, write down as a story.
Well, like
And,
losing everything, right? So that's one of the writing tropes is like right before the hero can win, you have to take everything from him. So I was watching Aliens with my girlfriend the other day, and we got to the point where she's got Newt on her side, and she's out of bullets, and she's out of everything, and she gets, she looks down, and I told my girlfriend, okay, now they have to take everything from her before she can finally win. And she didn't really know what I was talking about, and then it was like it went through a check mark. It was like nowhere to go. All the bullets are gone. All your ammo's, your gun's useless. You toss it. You're just waiting to die. Literally just waiting to die. And then here comes in Bishop. The last hope to rescue her to do the final fight. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
those moments are epic.
Yeah, I mean, there is a formula to it. Formula to storytelling where you have to raise the stakes. You have to get them in a situation where the person reading feels imperiled.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been lost. That ability's kind of been lost. It's you never the only way that you can really truly pull people into a story is if they like your character. If they rooting for your character, if they feel something for your character. We cared about Newt, and we cared about Ripley. And so when she strapped everything on and strapped those guns, the flamethrower onto the weapon, and just like went to the nest. I mean,
that's pretty badass.
Yeah, and that's what pisses me off so bad when these modern idiots like Jennifer Lawrence try to say, "Oh, I'm the first female that they've seen, do this." I'm like, motherfucker, you have never. I mean, Katniss Everdeen would get eaten alive by the stuff that Ripley faced.
Right.
Okay. Katniss Everdeen never stared down the freaking Hive Queen herself. With what equated to a mech suit, and took her out. I mean, get away from her, you bitch.
Exactly. So one of the things that you also have to do, like James Cameron does, is you have to have really tense music with like somebody hitting an anvil with a hammer. Like just put that in there somewhere.
Right.
Little shriek sounds. Yeah, it'll get you in the mood. He did that for T2 also, didn't he? I don't know.
Yeah, they just I mean, it's what ticks me off. I mean, when you think of all the female characters we had growing up, and it wasn't about the gender; it was about the heroism of it. We didn't sit there and just think, "Oh, that's a female protagonist, yay!" We didn't think that, man. We're rooting. Okay, the first Alien movie, when Tom Skerritt gets killed. Okay, spoilers. I'm sorry, the movie's nearly 40 years old now. Get over it.
Yeah, I want to say it's 43, I think.
43, yeah. Okay. But when Tom Skerritt was supposed to be the hero, he was like built up to be the hero. You expect him to be the hero because it's Tom freaking Skerritt. He's what a bankable star at that time. And suddenly killed. And we're all sitting here like, what do we do now? Where do we go from here? Right.
So, you ever see the extended, like, director's cut kind of stuff?
No, I haven't.
So,
I haven't.
little spoiler, that character, I think his name is Dallas, if I
Yeah,
remember right in the
it is
movie.
Dallas. Yeah.
She finds him all cocooned and like, you know, with like a alien in him or something. And I can't remember if she kills him there or, you know, to basically, you know, save him from the pain of all that. So I don't know. It's been a while since I saw that, but yeah, that was really cool. It was like, why didn't they keep that in there?
Yeah, seriously. But I mean, you know, that was back before the actors could sue the studio if they got traumatized, because they traumatized the shit out of those actors, man.
You know, that's the whole point of the first Alien movie is was it birth, you know, fear of birth or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
right.
The whole trailer and the sound of, if you go back and watch the trailer, it sounds like you're in a hospital and you're about to give birth because there's like screeching sounds and all this stuff. Yeah. And then like a lot of the scenes are like almost like you are in a hospital as well. It's so industrial. Like the scene where I can't remember the name. I think it's Ash, the android. He malfunctions. He's like flailing around and everything. You know, all that stuff. It's just supposed to invoke, you know, fear of birth, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Lance Henriksen is such an underrated actor in Aliens.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The way the bishop, he was just so like, you know, and even when he got ripped in two and he saved Newt, you know, with and she comes over there, he's kind of like oh, okay, well that happened, you know. He's like half in two, you know.
He looks down, he's like, oh shit, I'm missing my bottom half.
It was like, oh, okay, well I'm gonna need a little repair here, you know.
Not bad for an android.
Right, exactly. I mean, even with the knife scene at the beginning, you know, and it was like freaking out, you know. Bill Pullman, man, not Bill Pullman. No, what was his character? Game Over, man. Game Over.
Right.
Bill.
I can't remember the character name.
Well, I don't remember the character name.
Pour one out for Michael Bihn's career. Like, whatever happened to him? Like, other than seeing him in Mandalorian like a year ago, there was like 30 years where you didn't see him.
One of those people that was like one step away from stardom, and he just never made that step. You know.
I mean, I thought it was a star. Shit.
he's awesome in everything he's ever been in.
Yeah,
and he's like one step away
that
from
slow,
being
cool, you know, mystique about him. It's like, how did, you know,
they even used him
for the Metal Gear guy. You know, for Snake. It's like, come on,
right. Well, he's Bill Paxton. That's a Bill.
Good call,
Paxton.
AG.
I can't believe I forgot his name. I kept thinking Bill Pullman, but he's another guy. He's another guy like the, you know, they're like in that same tier of character actor, you know.
Yeah.
That's back when those character actors, man, you plug them in anywhere, you know. One of my favorite stories that I've ever heard recently was Clancy Brown.
Oh, nice.
He got asked. I was watching this interview with him. He got asked.
Yeah, I've seen some of his interviews like about Highlander and shit. They're really good.
Yeah, but he was asked about Highlander, and it's like, why didn't you ask for a back end on that? You know, you could have been really, really wealthy off of that. And he's like, it was my job. I punched the clock. I played the guy. I turned in and I went to another movie.
Yeah,
you know, it's like it was for me. It was Tuesday. You know,
yeah.
And I was like, that's a character actor right there, man. You know, Kurgan is so iconic. You know, he's one of the greatest villains of all time. But Clancy Brown's like, the Jack didn't bounce.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad that you know, he's one dimensional, but Clancy Brown plays him so well.
Oh gosh, yeah. And I mean, Clancy Brown. I mean, he plays that intimidating guy, but you watch it. He's played like really warm people. He's just that actor's actor kind of thing. You know, I love those guys
Green
from
Mile
that thing. You know,
if you're not impressed with him after Green Mile, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Was it Green Mile? No, it was what was it, the Shawshank? It was one of those.
Yeah, he was the bad. He was the.
Take a seat,
prison
File.
guard.
Yeah.
Right.
Have
Hey,
a
File.
donut and some coffee.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hi. My name is Cooper. Hey, Cooper. Hey, Anyway.
Cooper had bitch tits.
I'm Cooper, and I'm an addict. Yeah. Hey, Cooper. Anyway.
Mhm.
Anyway, I was going to talk a little bit about tabletop RPGs. Okay. We've got a guy in our circle right now. You know him as Luke Stone Studios. And he, if you've ever watched Nerd Bacon, he's got this twitchy, nervous guy to his left or right. He's like his next square over, named Nick, Nick Tockert, who happens to be a game developer, artist, sword enthusiast, the host of never mind the furthermore, pretty much a Renaissance man. Also father to a autistic son. So somebody I really, really respect. Okay, for all those things. I was hoping to get him on today. Never even got a response for him, so he might be down the rabbit hole somewhere. He's a very busy guy, but anyway, but he designed this game for Luke's Universe, okay, and they just released they had a quick play. I watched somebody I watched him do a DM on the quick play, and it was really amazing. Hold on one second. I once killed a guy with an RPG. He was old. He only counted half a person. True story. That's rocket propelled grenade. We are talking about role playing game. Okay. Yeah, try to keep up, File. Try to keep up, File 13. All right. Anyway,
Never know. Maybe he made him choke on dice.
That's I don't know, man. I've seen
nerds try it. It's not funny, man. When nerds fight, it's ugly, dude.
Yeah. It's a lot of going on. Yeah, it's pretty intense. Pretty intense stuff.
Oh, you strike me in my heart. No,
it's called the way of the slapping fist.
Yeah, indeed. Ow!
I'm gonna tell my mama.
Yeah,
anyway.
Your finger hit my eye. Ow.
Oh no! I'm sorry. Nerds are pacifists, but pretty much by nature for a reason. And it usually has to do with the fact that they really
never make a nerd vengeful.
Yeah. Nerds, what nerds do is they grow up, they become heads of companies, and they eventually cancel you on the internet. That's how nerds get. It's like
easy now. There's plenty of engineer nerds out there. Okay,
it's like dish serve cold thing, right?
Yeah.
Oops, sorry, I enjoyed the Luminate card games. That is some of the old school D&D. Yep. I loved my problem was I always got in with I only had like one really decent D&D my whole entire life. I always got the guys that just wanted to get together and smoke weed and drink. And put
all
together.
Yeah.
Well,
it sounds like my gaming table. What are you talking about?
Well, if you're trying to play a game, after a while, and you're the only sober guy, okay, that was my problem, was that I was always the only sober guy. So pretty much the only reason I was even invited was to be the designated driver later. And after a while, I figured that out, and I'm like, "Hey, man, you want to come to our game on Friday night?" And I'm like, "Will I be the only person sober?" Click.
Oh,
Yeah, I make the game happen, okay? Because I get them home after. I get their little drunk asses home afterwards. You know, that's the only reason I was even there. Okay. All right. Anyway,
Yeah, they got a
file through.
DM and a DD. Gotcha.
Yeah, right. That's a big nerd picked on all the time when I was that kid. Funny how things change. Yeah, right. Well, I was adjacent to the kid that got picked on all the time. I was the kid that they would go after if he didn't exist. So basically, I threw him under the bus, and so because it would be me if it wasn't him. So
yeah,
you know. I was socially awkward with big ears and glasses. Okay. Yeah, it was just a matter of time.
Really large penis. No.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, here comes tripod.
Anyway. That got awkward. That you made that weird.
What size feet do you have?
No, it's not weird. Just relax and let it happen. It's fine.
Sounds like everything's weird.
Well,
really weird, man.
It is weird. It does get weird around here. Anyway, anyway. But yeah, so yeah, I love the tabletop RPGs. The reason why they're going after tabletop RPGs is because over COVID, they got really powerful. They really started moving numbers, and the cultural locusts, you know, who were feasting on comic books and have made their way into the films now, looked around for their next rich field that they could go and strip clean, and tabletop RPGs became that field. I can remember seeing it happen. It started slowly coming in. Where some little chicks like, well, I was always never allowed to play, and now I want to be able to play, and I want representation. Oh my God! When I saw that, I was like, oh shit, they're going after Gary Gygax next, you know. Sure enough.
Well, first of all, I know for a fact whoever that girl is a complete liar. Okay,
a complete liar.
Every table I've ever been at was always been like, really, you're interested? Yeah, and you're a chick. Yeah, you can hang out. Totally.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna add a +9 or +10 on everything you roll. Anyway.
Right? She gets
Please
the best stuff.
Please
awesome. Great. Everybody else is rolling their eyes. Yeah.
Right. Everybody else is like, it's like, dude, she rolled a 1. How the hell did she do a killer hit on a troll with a 1? You know? And it's like, oh, well, there's a modifier. There's a hot chick modifier.
And as a hot chick, you mean like a 4, right? Like she just got to be a 4.
I mean,
she's got to have boobs.
Basically, a woman with a breast who's got a pulse.
At least one, just one.
It's in the room. Okay. Anybody basically with a pulse that's female can pretty much be a hot chick. You know?
Later on they'll be like, dude, did you smell her?
Yeah, exactly. She smelled like talcum powder. I love talcum powder.
That's hilarious. Yes, you may be.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I mean, everybody that anybody that's been anywhere near tabletop RPGs knew that was bullshit. But they're like, oh shit, they just marked their next territory they're going to go after. And I remember seeing D&D chicks at the comic store in the corner with all the that's a woman's a liar. Yeah, liar.
Yeah.
All of us longtime nerds were like, "Oh, that's bullshit." But once we saw it, and saw I can't remember the first outlet to pick it up. It might have been Bleeding Cool or somebody like that. Yeah. Some shield were like, "Oh shit, that's where they're going next." You know, you can always tell they'll start in some chick will show up. Like Zoe Quinn or somebody vile piece of shit evil like that. and they'll just show up and they'll start like complaining that, well, I was shut out of this space and like I had no representation there. And like I didn't feel wanted and well, and it's like, oh shit, as soon as you see that, you're like, okay, this is where they're gonna flock to.
Yeah. You know what? You know where I don't see representation? Inner city basketball games. How come there isn't more, come on. I want to see my type there right now. Worked for Woody Harrelson. I could do it. Well, that was the beach. That wasn't really inner city.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
She was a lot different. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing about it is some of the highest jumpers in the world are white. So that's just bullshit from the start, but it is what it is.
Right, you got Wesley Snipes talk shit to me. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, when I first saw that, it's like, oh, the white people can't play blah. I was like, dude, Pistol Pete Maravich.
Yeah.
Nobody can stay in front of that guy, including black people. Larry Bird made people his bitch his whole entire career.
The surgeon. Yeah, well, what was it, that conversation in the movie where they're listening to Jimi Hendrix or something like that? And he's like, everybody in that band was black, and he's like, he looks at the cassette tape. He's like, he was the only black guy in the band.
He's the only black guy in the other two guys were white. The Jimi Hendrix experience was white. It's just like racial politics is just stupid. I mean, it's just stupid. Okay, but gender politics is even more stupid. But anytime there's like buzzwords, anytime you see anything like representation, I don't have representation, you're like, shit, no. Here we go. This is over. This is over. Here they come. And it's like they're still complaining they don't have enough Gamergate happened, and they're still complaining they don't have enough representation in games, and the game quality is just and then you look at these game companies, and I saw before and after. Before, it was a bunch of awkward, nerdy looking guys. You can tell they're coders because they're pale, and you can probably grow mushrooms on them that they don't see the sun enough. And then it's like just less than a decade later, after Gamergate and all that hit, and most of these were overpopulated. There's way too many people in these companies, and most of them are female now.
Yeah,
and you can tell it's the kind of females that have to use like plugins, to get their work done. And it's like they're still complaining of representation, and the company quality's going downhill. They're not solving anymore because they've got way too many employees now.
Yeah. I want to see a paraplegic Eskimo who's trans on an NFL team, or I am not happy.
It's like, Eskimo representation is not at the high enough level in the space. And so we got to get more Eskimos in here.
Paraplegic with Downs, yes, and trans.
I mean, it's like, and then next thing you know, the MCU takes off, and suddenly they're like, there's not a representation in comics. And it's like, oh no. And then Osama Amanat shows up in Marvel, and she's like Patient Zero, and suddenly the takeover begins. Marvel now hits 5 years later, and everything goes, I had
a friend tell me, when all the MCU stuff started, he's like, well, but all these storylines were in the comics. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't mean that we're good.
No, no. I told everybody that as soon as they can, what you see happen in comics is what's going to happen in the movies, because movies is what they're after. The MCU is what they're after.
You're right.
They're not after the comics. They don't give a shit about the comics, and you saw from the quality of the writing and quality of the art, just and it's like what they were really after was all the cultural impact of the MCU, and now they have it, and you're seeing the MCU happen, and you know, and everything. All the males are being killed off like they were in the comics and being replaced. All the rule or by minorities or women, and it's just like it's going where we thought it was eventually go. Nefarious, what's up, dude? Yes,
What
yes,
up,
yes,
dude?
yes, yes. We're working on it. We're working on it, man. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm running late. It's
We
all me.
gotta hang out sometime. I love to hang out on
Nefarious
Investing.
knows all this shit, man. He knows
Yeah, he's
all this
cool.
shit, man.
I like him.
He's probably
So yeah, speaking of the title of the stream, can we combine tabletops and comics? I mean, yes. Yes, the answer is yes. And actually that's a part of what I'm doing with mine. I've got my comic going. It's a epic fantasy you know, survival story really. And but also with that, I'm going to do a source book detailing, you know, the major powers, any extra like races or, you know, job classes. But what I'm not doing is I'm not inventing my own like rules, like gaming rules, you know, combat system. I'm not inventing that stuff. I would much rather develop things for already existing combat systems. Like for instance, I know some guys who are regulars on the show. They do 5e 5th edition D&D modules and you know, just extra shit like job classes.
The thing that D&D offered, the thing that made it was the pre-Wizard of the Coast. What made that really important was that they licensed out their system. Okay, and the way tabletop RPGs work is basically a mathematical system has to be developed. Okay, it's like an algorithm in a way, in that you have to be able to figure out the connector between the character being plugged in and the world and how they interact, you know, and usually with a hit point system or something similar along that lines. And what they were offering was they were offering like these modules, or they're like basically giving people licenses to use that system, which was bulletproof. Okay, bulletproof, developed over decades. Okay, and so up until the latest module, a lot of people didn't like the latest module, but you know, that particular system. What was basically the whole backbone of the tabletop RPG system, you know, the whole entire community, basically. And so people, rather than develop their own, were using it and just paying a one-time license fee and just basically developing their system off of it. Okay, and just give them credit, you know, this is the system we're using. And then some chick comes in, that, you know, CEO comes in, and the Hasbro or Wizards of the Coast was he CEO of?
Well, actually, there was a couple. They had a few majors come and go. So one of them, I think, it was a dude, and his name was like Chris Boner or something funny like that, or Wiener or something. And
right, yeah.
And anyways, and then also I don't know, a couple of people. So yeah, they're really switching things up. And I think the chick you're talking about came from video games, and then all they did was they leaned into we're gonna monetize everything like a video game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and
they're destroying their product.
right. Hold on a second. Hey everyone, Corey Barton. Good to
Corey.
See you. Hey Corey. Yeah,
right on. Thank you.
He's only here
Good
for
morning.
me. Just
Well,
so you guys
Red
know.
Shift Comics, okay, boobs. All right, don't worry.
Boobs.
All right, here we go.
Get out of the way.
So,
I'm with that.
all right, there you go. There you go.
Oh,
all right.
Okay, thank you.
There you go, Corey. There you go. All right. Anyway, that's for Corey Barton. But anyway, so she pulls a boner and she decides that she's going to like basically she totally has no idea how the community works. She just wants like, you know, to sink her hooks into it. And yeah, there you go. Whoa. There you go. All right.
See?
All right. So what they do is they start like clamping down on these licenses and like make it like a subscription service.
Yes.
and which people just want this for their hobby. They don't want to like do an ongoing subscription to it.
Well, and we covered this on my Friday show with some guys, and we were talking about, the future is they're going to get rid of their license, and they're going to digitize everything,
make it all digital,
and you're going to have to, or they'll have rights to whatever you create under their brand, their license. And I mean, yikes, that it didn't happen right away. In fact, we had talked about it, and then it was like 3 or 4 months later that shoe finally dropped. So we were just kind of like waiting, really. We talked about it a few times. Yeah, we saw it coming. They
want everything to go digital, because then they can they can basically turn off the spigot, turn it on or off,
right?
Which is ultimately they want everything. They want anything under their power. It's what they
digital dollars.
Easy to track, trace, and database. That's what that is.
Right. And so if you control that, you control the community, which is what they ultimately want to do. But what happens is, what's happened since then is that people who have had these systems that were not based on D&D, that are like proprietary, have offered them to the communities. Nick Tuckert has a +2 system that he developed for his game, Big Stompy Robots. Hey, what's up, Todd? What's up, dude?
I think it's afternoon. I don't think it's morning any longer.
Oh, it's Todd. He works so hard he doesn't know what time of day it is. He works at home. He stays there ticking at the computer, like putting food on the table for his 75 kids or whatever it is now. I don't know. Anyway. It's like
every night's like the Last Supper over there.
There you go. Anyway.
Sounds great.
Kidding. We're kidding. Anyway. But basically what's going on now is so this is the genie's out of the bottle, and it's out there, and Luke Stone once again is ahead of the game. He got with Nick Tuckert over a year ago. They put out a quick play, which I have a copy of, and I saw it like I saw Red Valkyrie's show. They did a run through with Nick. And it really works well. They had a good time. It's funny. Red Valkyrie, interesting. Some more T-buddies. Yeah, well, that's from Finatra, not Finatra. The other guy from Louisiana. What's his name? We call him Crawdaddy. Hold on a second. He signed it. Anthony Figaro. Anyway, I work at home too. Yeah. Well, I think it's let's not pick on guys with lots of kids.
AG's got a half dozen at home.
Todd said 74 kids. We sold one. Yeah. Okay. All right. As you do.
Yeah. You got to pay for food to feed
I think he might be Catholic. I'm not sure. I think he might be Catholic. Anyway. It's all right. Anyway, So basically, he's ahead of the game, because they've been working on producing this for over a year, and then and now they've got the modules out. The next module for the quick play is out, and the rule book for the whole entire system is out now. They got it bundled with his really awesome arc, the last arc he did with hybrids, which was called Killing Fields. I've got the whole thing, but I bought it the other day. I bought the collection, but I buy pretty much anything Luke puts out. Anyway, I'm a fanboy. I'm cool. A fanboy. Anyway, basically he developed it specifically for his hybrids. Game.
Wait, who did the math? Who did all the math in the
Nick Tuckert did all the math for it. Yeah.
Was this all new math or stuff that was been used before for other games?
Like Common Core? 2 + 2 is 5.
It's more along the lines of a branch of mathematics called game theory. Which is pretty significant. They use game theory for everything. Okay, it's basically a system of probabilities, calculating probabilities. But anyway, a lot. If you can like come up with, I came up with my own game system a few like in the 90s where I had a system where you could play wrestlers, you know, come up with your own wrestler.
Nice.
And I had like a tier system and everything. And
That's cool.
and I just did it because we're so bored at our job. We needed something to do. So I didn't realize I made a game system till later. And it's like, hey, you remember that thing? I was like, yeah, I remember it. He's like, do you have it? You still have that? And I was like, I think I threw it away years ago. He's like, you do know that that's worth something, right? And I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize that. Hold on a second. So yeah, that guy Cody from Sister Wives beat Todd. Yeah. But he had like multiple wives. Todd's only got the one. So yeah. This is new.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that.
D-Bunny had a game back in the day. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Formerly. I'm way past my prime now, but anyway. I like Ironsides, you know. He's just getting awesome as he gets older. Anyway, so
like Kurt Russell.
Yeah, like Kurt Russell. Yeah, definitely like Kurt Russell. But basically, what's going on is that these game systems, people are like developing them specifically for their IPs.
Yeah. Well, and I've suggested this to multiple guests before. I'm like, hey, dude, have you considered doing a source book? Because all these comic book guys, they want to introduce a large universe, you know,
right?
And that's great, but it's hard to do in like 30 pages or whatever. So there's not a lot you can do unless you just exposition dump. But a source book, you can do that. You can do bios on characters. You can do bios on, you know, New York City, on your
I have
world,
a tier
or whatever.
system in my world that could be easily adaptable.
And it could be just like a 50-page source book or less, even just hitting all your major points that a person can flip through it and say, oh, okay, that's the general idea, and then get more out of your comic, you know.
Well, technically,
more too.
If you got a cards with like a measurement system on the back of them, you can play a game with that. You know, you just develop an algorithm, play a game with that.
Yeah.
That's what the whole Snap system's based off of. You know, things on the back of cards. It's what's it called? The Magic the Gathering is basically based off of that.
Chris Fisk, his Infinitale stuff, that's exactly what he's doing right now, and he has a lot of card play in his game. Looks like. I haven't played it yet.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Aaron told me I should do a source book on the stream. I can confirm. Yeah,
there we go.
So basically, we're just we're letting people know about these this thing that's out there. This idea that Luke and Nick have already done the groundwork for. And Nick says he can adapt it to anything, to anybody. And I can confirm that Nick can come up with a system because you know, eventually, if Buddy ever like gets his book launched or whatever, you know, comes from the black hole that he's kind of crawled into, his little scaly butts crawled into, maybe we can start, you know, doing something with that. Nick's been kind of like hinting about it because he built that system and he's like you know, so aren't you guys ever going to use it? You know, I kind of dig it. It's one of the best things I've ever done, you know. And now we really had good intentions when we started. We were working with it, but you know, Buddy went AWOL. Eventually we'll get back to it. Hold on a sec. Damn it, Beaumont. Aldi Murphy throws a grenade on your horde of Germans. You know, Aldi Murphy is like the berserker character. You know, it's like he's like the ace in the ace card. You know, you slap down Aldi Murphy and that like trumps everything. You know, but yeah, we're developing. You know, we're developing like cards with the ratings on the back of them.
Then you got to test the system, right? You got to play multiple test games.
Playthroughs,
Yeah, well, that's the issue. That's where we got stuck on Writer's Rule. Was we're in the test phase, and we were trying to like do test. We went in the wrong direction. The first game was really awesome, and then we made some tweaks, and then the next game was like we hit a bunch of problems with it. So we probably should go all the way back to the beginning. But you have to get people together. You have to do fake. You have to do run throughs and like work the bugs out. And we got stalled on that. But you got somebody like Nick Tockert out there creating these game systems for IPs, specifically IPs. And this is just another thing that you can put in your merch package. This is another thing you can build out your world with. Like my world with expressors, and you've got like a 4-tier system, and you got like one really narrow tier that are basically gods, and you got a tier that people are mistaken as gods, and then you got like people that are, but I got kind of like worked out, but mine's really adaptable to a system like this. But yeah, so check that out. Luke Stone Studios has got it on IGG. Hasn't gotten a lot of traction yet, a lot of eyeballs, mainly because IGG is like suppressing the hell out of anything with Luke Stone attached to it. Because they've gotten wind of FMC.
Because Kickstarter is like known for funding games. I'm surprised they didn't go there.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know.
I mean, I suppose it's different because with Kickstarter you have to, fund or fuck it or whatever, right? So
right. I think he basically because of his move and because of everything going on right now, he just went with the platform that he knows, and it's already got like templates built in to put it out. He's trying to like simplify his basically his life right now.
Sure.
But FMC Fund My Comic is in the works. Okay. This is what happened. All right. This is according to Luke, and this is according to the head of Serendum, which is developing the Fund My Comic. Okay. The reason why they believe that they could get it out in January is because plugins that they already had developed, they felt like they could adapt them, plug it in, and have a package ready. Okay. What happened was that worked well enough to launch in January, but what happened was the banking systems that they had to interact with forced them to jump through hoops, and because of trying to interface, specifically, I think it was Argentina that they had the big problem with. But because of that, it caused a lot of problems further up. Suddenly, they're playing whack-a-mole and trying to get these plugins to kind of like work together, interfacing with the banking system and still be secure. And so what happened was that every time they connected to a new banking system, because they're not building a simple thing here, they're building a platform for people to actually fund things through. This is a IGG, Kickstarter. It's that level. And he's not just building like something for people to like, simply like put books on and their own stuff on, and then go through Stripe or something like that. They're actually building a system that is going to allow people to put an entirely new thing on and fund it and have a place where they can, get people internationally to back their stuff. They don't want any kind of vulnerability, because all these people right now that are jumping on and saying, "Oh, I got a website for you to get my stuff through," they're leaving vulnerabilities. Okay, they can be canceled, And what Luke is trying to create, what Serendum is working on creating, is a platform that is not vulnerable to that. They don't want what happened to all these companies like Parler to happen. And somebody like Kickstarter or IGG, parent companies who have a lot of sway or are big enough, won't say, "Oh, they're taking too much of my pie," and just say cancel them. And then the edict comes down from on high, and whoever's hosting them says, "Okay, well, you can't use our service anymore," like Patreon did to EVS the other day. Okay,
right. I saw
that's
that.
what they're trying to prevent. And because of that, Todd can confirm or deny any of this. He's up to his eyeballs in it. But while Serendum, they thought they could do the turnaround and then get back onto their other projects. But because this took so much time, and they're not charging Luke and Todd more money to develop it. They're basically holding to the original contract. They have to go back and they have to take care of other clients.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's caused even more delays because now they're doing it when they can. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to keep the lights on and they have to keep their people paid. And so that's what the delay has been. Because they had their end taken they had their end kind of locked down. Okay. But as soon as they started interacting with these banking systems is when everything went foobar. And but that's not saying that it's not going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. They're committed to it at this point. If Serendum doesn't make this happen, then Serendum goes under. This is a suicide pact at this point, guys. It's just going to happen. And Serendum has been around long enough, and they've got enough of a reputation. This is not fly by night. This is not coders like fresh out of college. These guys know what they're doing, okay? And what they're building is something that they can sell to other people, and later on and make their money back. And so, that being said, this is definitely going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. It's just taking longer than they anticipated. Okay. I thought the turnaround was too tight anyway. And Belmont was like, "There's no way you're going to do that. There's no way."
I didn't want to piss everybody off and be the negative person in the room, but
Belmont tried to tell him, he's like, "Oh no, man. It's like I had to deal with this stuff, and it's not as quick as you think it's going to be, And well, for once, the pothead was right. So I'll credit due. But that's what's happening right now. They do think they're getting close to workable model. Last few run throughs have been very positive. Everything's worked fine. You basically have to pressure test it, and the only way you pressure test anything is put pressure on it. Okay. And you don't know if these things are going to work together until you apply pressure on it. And the last couple times they've been very, very close. And so this is going to happen, guys. Just hang in there. But I still plan on launching July 1st on Fund My Comic. Not planning for anything else, which some people say is foolhardy on my part, but that's how much I believe in this. That's how much I believe. But now,
I mean, it'll be about getting that name out there too, because people they're looking around, they're talking about it. Last Friday, I had Aaron Lepresti on and Luke as well, and we got to plug Fund My Comic to Lepresti too, so that was cool. I was glad that happened.
Awesome.
Anytime we can get more names interested or even hearing about it and saying, "Hey, what's that?" That's great. That's only going to help.
Well, speaking of which, let's take a look at this buy one back one right quick. If you switch over. Reason why FMC is a bead. I'm not entirely sure what he means by that. No. All right. Whatever. You can explain yourself. Anyway. All right. Now, one thing I want to point out, Chrome Dog Perfect Strangers has got a $2,500 goal, and they has a Lopresti cover. When he was talking about Aaron Lopresti has it's the black and white right now. It's like it. Beast.
No, I've seen it covered. Or
Beast,
colored, I mean.
Sorry, phone sucks. Yeah, that makes a little more sense. Thank you, Todd. Thank you.
I've seen it floating around. He's got it colored. I don't remember who colored it.
There you go. All right.
Looks hot.
They're tag teaming over here. Got you. All right. Anyway, but Chrome Dog is. I've seen. He's offered. If you want to read it beforehand, if you want to read the quality that you're getting, he's contact Just In Case Sweet on Twitter, and Agent Zero. He will give you like the first few pages free.
I think he's got actually on his Indiegogo. I think he has a link. You could just click on it. It says like 10
right.
free sample pages or PDFs or whatever. Yeah, I think that's the link on there. So, yeah.
Definitely. So check.
I was
that
like,
out.
that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I've seen anybody do that, but that's confidence right there. He's like,
yeah, right.
Once you read it, you will want more of it. And so definitely jump on that. Chrome Dog. Wulfsbane number 2 in sheep's clothing. He is basically he's within hours of being out. Not funded, but that guy, he's a really great writer. He's a really good guy. He's got both 1 and 2 available on Kickstarter right now, and check him
38
out.
hours.
38 hours. He's got 38 hours. So just consider going over there. I know we only got 2 people watching right now, but
and, Chrome Dog only needs $90 to fund, so
yeah,
under 100.
Yeah, Chrome Dog is really close. Those are my 2 hot ones today. Wulfsbane 1 was definitely really good. It cut off a little abruptly for me, but I was like, man, you gotta get 2 out, dude, because you left me hanging a little bit. But now that 2's out, it's represents a really good 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Check that out, guys. That's Belmont's has got like all the links on his channel. So just click on that link below. It'll take you to Belmont's. He's got a page of this page, and he's got all the links available on that one. But Hybrids Double Feature RPG and TPB. Okay, that's the role playing game and the trade paperback book of Killing Fields. He's also got available the trade paperback of Trash Day, which is the first arc.
I'm sorry, I gotta go, guys. Thanks for having me on. That was awesome.
No problem. All right, thank you for coming, Aaron. I'm sorry. That's on me. I'm sorry I was late, man.
No, you're all good. All right, late.
Okay, all right, later, man. But so check that out. Hybrids Double Feature RPG and the trade paperback for Killing Fields. He's not even 1,000 yet. He really should. I mean, that thing really should be funding. It really does. And you won't see it
earlier today or yesterday. What day was it?
Yeah, he launched it on his channel. And immediately IGG's like, clamp. So
I told him about GameFound, which is a new platform for just games.
Well, I think Luke is like he is like with the move and everything and Fun My Comic, he's like up to his eyeballs, and I think he's just like trying to just do things he knows right now. And
it makes sense. You got everything already hooked up. You got your bank account hooked up. You don't have to do all that verifying and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. Because we're going to do eventually Out of Obscurities coming up. That looks really good. And we've got a lot of great stories that are going to be in that one. I think that's going to be under the Arrow brand. But it's going to be a compilation of public domain characters written by some up-and-coming writers in our community. And they're all like really, really good. I've read most of the scripts, and they are really great stories. So that's coming eventually. Once Luke finds his butt with both hands, eventually we'll get that launched. But yeah, for now, we haven't seen a lot of movement at the top up there.
No, everything's pretty
Everything's
stiff
pretty
up there.
static right now. Yeah.
But Death Raider just launched. I think
Mhm.
it's the second or third day. They're almost at $5,000. They got 4,500.
Yeah. No cover went over 10,000 like immediately. So
Yeah, it shot up like a rocket.
yeah. It never even touched our chart. It went over 10K like immediately. So which everyone knew was happening. I mean, it had a lot of push. I mean, it launched on all the biggest channels, which is what's going to happen. Death Raider, who's behind that?
Rob Hunter.
Rob Hunter. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's I hadn't seen that one yet. I'll have to take a look at that one. But yeah, that one has some really good art from what I hear.
Yes.
I think he has a pretty decent track record for well-written books. So look for that one. The Stines Rise of the Vampires is pretty new.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Castlevania type book, I believe. Instead of the Belmonts, the Stines.
Right. Which derivative books like that don't really do well. I think it might be dealing with the same backlash that Dead Space did. I think it's Dead Space. Not Dead Space, but there's a book that looked like Dead Space, so nobody backed it because it looked like Dead Space. Anyway, what was the name of that one?
Well, it depends. Sometimes books do good if they're
Shattered Echo. Shattered Echo. What's that?
Sometimes they do good, sometimes they don't. It's either or, I think.
Right. I think as they get out there more, people will probably start backing it, more. There's a lot of books that are kind of like hitting the mailboxes. Some of the years late books. I know that Wrecked Planet's going out right now. I expect to get my executive box any day now.
Yeah, me too. I just got an email the other day.
Oh, okay. I haven't got my email yet, but I don't know if he's going to send mine. But we have an awkward relationship. He and I, oddly enough, why he even knows my name is surprising to me, but it is what it is. So executive boxes are going out right now. I think Cash Grab is supposed to be going out.
In theory. I've seen pictures or something, so I think it's happening.
Okay. Well, he supposedly had book in hand, but I don't know. I hadn't seen anything yet. I hadn't seen people like say, "Oh, I got my Cash Grab! Oh my god!"
I think he was signing books. I saw a tweet I came across the other day. I think it was just he went somewhere to sign some books. Then he's heading back to New York or something.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay, so that's going out. But yeah, physical proof books are arriving Tuesday for me to review, and then I can ship. All right, that's Fall of Man.
Yeah, you already printed.
Yeah, I think I backed that. I'll have to look. If I didn't back it, I'll have to.
It's still in demand.
Still in demand? Okay. Tropical Magic's #1 is going to be relaunched. AR-13L, the little mermaid. The art that we've been seeing on that's just incredible. Eric Hodson's going to be the artist on that. The guy who has drew Dinosaur Man. He also drew recently American Bliss.
And he's going to do something for me. Comics. Secret.
Yep. Yeah, he's doing secret project for Belmont. I know the writer on that one, and that's going to be really some of the things. It's going to be like a cash grab kind of thing. It's going to be funny.
Secret.
More or less, yeah.
How do you know about it?
Well, you shared it the other day.
The hills
Remember?
have eyes.
You did share it the other day. Remember?
Oh yeah, but that was in a private group. What happens in the private group stays like Vegas.
Okay. My apologies. Nobody's watching me anyway, so you're safe.
EBS
Anyway.
was watching you the other day. Now he's gonna see.
Oh, well, that's true. All right.
Nah,
Okay.
just kidding.
Anyway, all right. So that's coming. That's about all I've seen that I have information on. Also pay attention to Ian Simlon in his website, to Buy One Back One website. Just pay attention. He always promotes big campaigns and small campaigns together. He does a real good job on that. He posts on Twitter once or twice a week. Pay attention to that. Anyway, Doc Blaylock, is he ever straightened that out?
I don't know. He got shadow banned like right off this bat.
Right, he got shadow banned for his sign up list. I don't
check it out. See what's going on with that.
Yeah. That's gonna be coming out anyway. So if you haven't backed Chrome Dog, make sure that you take a look at that. Also, Wulfsbane 2 in Sheep's Clothing, just got a few hours on that campaign. So if you hadn't checked it out, check it out. This is all links that are going to be on Belmont's channel. So click over there. And while you're on Belmont's channel, subscribe. Go ahead, subscribe. Throw him a bone. Anyway.
Give me some love.
Yeah. Just
Valentine's Day is over with, but it wasn't too long ago.
Yeah. Show him a little bit of love. Hybrids double feature RPG and check that campaign out. They're trying to shadow ban him, and Nick and Luke really worked hard on that. So just check it out.
Sign up is up. It's up.
So okay,
I don't know if it's shadow ban, but it's
all
up.
right.
You have to go directly to it.
Gotcha. All right. Okay, gentlemen. That's pretty much all we got for the day. So in conclusion, this is about to be the golden age of tabletop RPGs. And so you would behoove you to check into maybe finding a way to get on board with that. And there are developers out there. The one that we know of is Nick Tockert, but there are some other ones out there that already have the math kind of worked out and are willing to sell you their system. And they're not that expensive, and some will even adapt it for you like Nick does. And it's just another thing that you can sell your world, another thing you can kind of build out your world with. It's just another tool in the toolbox. Anyway, sorry I was late today. I overslept, which has killed all momentum for the show. I wish that's on me. I'm going to work on it. Work on not doing it next time. Anyway, I think I'll have a show up for tomorrow night. I'm not really sure what the topic will be, but I'm going to post it later on tonight. Thank you for those who voted in the poll for what's the story. Evidently, you guys like the Audie Murphy show, which me and Todd and Tank, all three really enjoyed that show. And it's in the check my channel. It's in the playlist. Check that show out. It's one of the best things I do. One of the things I'm most proud of. Anyway, so tomorrow night, about 7:00, just keep an eye on Twitter. I'm not sure what the topic will be, but it's going to be fun. We've got a few that we're going to replace. Right now, I'm spring cleaning, and I'm replacing all the awkward, weird shows that I had with a certain person who shall not be named. I
might know who that is.
You might know who that is. Anyway, So I don't know. So tomorrow night I'll pick one of the shows I want to redo, and I'll have. I already got a thumbnail made by the great, amazing Todd Redshift comic thumbnail.
Hot Toddy.
Hot Toddy, yeah. I got a Hot Toddy thumbnail. So one of those. That'll be next.
He's the best, man. Those thumbnails.
Yeah. I just adapt the one that he already created the template for. He's just amazing with that. He's also developing the cards for what's the story, and he's my co-host. So he's a talented man. We're really I know he's not there anymore, so
maybe I can make a game though. You like smoke weed if
there you go.
Hit points or whatever.
Smokes the game. There you go. Well, I mean, you could make like a member of Project Pegasus, like I have an animal person hybrid like we did that one night. Remember that? We developed Burrow and all those guys.
Oh yeah, Burrow.
Yeah, that worked out real well. So that's a possibility for the future. Anyway. All right, well, that's Big Cooper from Telepathic Bunny Comics, sitting here with Belmont. Immortal Rising was on a little earlier, and that's all we got for the night. Thank you, Fluffiest Chat, and all of you too for showing up. All they did, and we'll try to do better next week. Be more punctual. That's my promise. Anyway, y'all have a good night. Later, guys. Bye, everybody.
Later.
Tell me what's on your mind.